Everyone, Dr. West and Kerry here. Really excited to share with you a cool story because people ask me all the time, can you help people to get over chronic disease and then keep them that way? And so this is a really neat story because we were working on Kerry's son Christian. In the first workup, it was Christian's dad and grandma and grandpa that were here. And I'm like, well, where's mom? And they're like, well, she's back in Colorado. And then Kerry came to pick him up and stuff, and I was checking in with her, and she said, you remember the last time I came in? How long ago was it?
It's probably been 6+ years.
Yeah, 6 or 7 years. I think
like
it's 6.5 years. Yeah. And so I said, how are you doing? And you said...
Good. Awesome.
When you first came in, how did you feel?
Horrible. I mean, it was hard to take care of my family, and that was hard. I couldn't even, I had a dishwasher, and I honestly couldn't even put one dish in the dishwasher. I remember that because it was like I went from being very active to my body just started to deteriorate, and I didn't know why.
And before you came here, the medical treatment of medical diagnosis was what?
They didn't know. My first symptom was dizziness, and I remember going into a lot of doctors going, we don't know why you have dizziness. There's a lot of reasons for it. We don't know. I even had the Lyme disease rash, and a doctor looked at it and didn't even say anything. It was more, it took actually my mom and dad seeing the rash and then actually finding out who Dr. West was and coming.
And literally, they didn't quite carry you in on a stretcher, but when you came in, we were just exhausted.
My muscles were really tight. I was tired all the time. Dizziness was the first symptom and always just a bad symptom. I had actually, when I came to you, I had started to type up my symptoms, and I remember I had 2 pages of symptoms that I brought to any doctor I went to, but I remember I brought it to you.
Yeah, 2 pages, single-spaced.
Dude, I remember I remember some of the last symptoms that really came on were my hair was starting to fall out. Just things where I'm like, this is bizarre. Yeah, just going to a lot of doctors and having pretty much no answers.
And so you got here 6 years ago. What did we do 6 years ago? What were the treatments?
Did vitamin C. I remember hydrogen peroxide. I did a lot of IVs. I slowly got better. My family saw it more than I did. Then I started exercising like I used to. I started teaching aerobics. I went a little overboard because I could function again, which was wonderful. Kind of doing too much exercise, I went a little over, which was a good thing in the sense that I was functioning again. I was moving again. I was taking care of my family again. Have some balance in your life. And
we did some work on your son, and just in our discussions, I said, how you doing? And you said,
I'm good.
Yeah, it's so cool because this is exactly the goal of the office, is to help people to achieve and then maintain optimal health. And it was like, I didn't have to really do anything. I just wanted to check in with you. And
right.
You're like, oh my gosh, it's been years since I've been in. I'm doing great. I'm like, this is the perfect story of hope for someone, because I do think that you can take people that have chronic illness, chronic infections, and Lyme, and if you build them up and make their body healthy, then you don't need me. And that's the ultimate thing.
I don't want to have to check in.
Exactly. Just because you have one of these things doesn't mean that you need a lifetime of care. It means we can stimulate your body, we can teach you how to take care of yourself, and then Kerry I got this. And that was what's cool about the story. She's like, Dr. West, I don't need you. And I'm like, perfect. This is great.
I don't.
So how cool is that to say, I don't need my doctor anymore after being diagnosed and having all of these symptoms, 2 pages of symptoms 6 years ago, to saying, I don't need anything.
I had one more thing. I never thought we could have another baby. And we have another baby. She's 5 years old now. And that was not even in my scope.
Okay, so Kerry, just wanted to double check. Can I put this up on our blog and social media and stuff like that?
There's hope, and I love that Dr. J helps you learn what to do at home too. That there are therapies that work, and that you research them, and that this office knows its stuff. And there's a peace when you come in here. Some people, to me, I've seen my son heal pretty fast. His slope was here, my slope was a little here, but I got better. What he puts in his body means a lot. What you put in nutritionally. With Christian especially, I don't know, teenage, he's 14. It's I could tell him anything, and he's like, okay, my mom kind of knows, but sometimes you need to hear it. Kids need to hear it from somebody else.
Whose responsibility is for his
health? It's not mine, it's not my husband's, it's absolutely his, and it's his. He needs to learn how to take care of his body.
I know he's going to do that when he goes back.
I do too. But he has to make the decision, and it is his body, and he knows how he feels, and he knows when he doesn't feel good or not.
So Kerry, thanks for doing this for people. It's just a great story all the way around. One of the coolest things I've been told in the office, Dr. West, I don't need you. This is Dr. West and Kerry signing out for a daily dose of vitamin H at the West Clinic. We'll see you guys on the next video. Hey everyone, I love that video. And this is one of the hundreds of amazing patient outcomes. And think this is an individual case? It's not. You can see lots of them at dailydosevitaminh.com. Now, I'm inviting you on a discovery process of health, hope, and new ways for treatment options. If you're interested, you can engage with us down below. Remember, you're not your diagnosis. There's always hope. It's time to live, not just exist. We'll see you guys on the next video.